Hello there, Sagittarius. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to your general reading. Thank you so much for being here. These are timeless readings, so please trust that your intuition has brought you here because there is something in today's card reading that is going to pertain to your current situation, whatever it is. Whatever you're going through, whatever is weighing heavily in your heart or on your mind, trust that there is a message just for you here in today's card spread. If you'd like to share with me in the comments down below whatever it is that's resonating with you, that would be lovely because I do love to connect with every single one of you. Also, please take what resonates and leave the rest for everyone else. All right, 10 of Wands. So you're pushing through, you are working on a big goal here, and you have a lot of responsibilities. And there's, this card is presented here for a few things. One, to remind you to enjoy the process, enjoy this journey that you are on. And with all of the responsibilities here that you are carrying, you're missing out. And so sometimes some of these burdens here aren't yours to even carry, but you take it upon yourself to carry them. So universe is reminding you here, enjoy the process, let go of some of the sticks here that you are carrying that aren't even yours. And also trust that you are going to cross the finish line here in the near future. Everything is working out in your favor. There's something here in the past that you're going to have to let go of. So what were the lessons of all of this grief, this heartache, this maybe you've been betrayed, but definitely something has hurt your heart deeply. And the card here is presented in this position because you need to not stay in this position because we're all moving forward. And to stay in this position here where you are in constant state of grief and despair, you're going to end up missing out on everything else that's going to be presented to you. So please learn the lesson here and use it wisely. You may be seeking truth as to why everything happened in the past, right? Why did you have to go through all that grief? Why do you feel as though maybe you were punished and so you now have to deal with the grief, the heartache, and every, whatever collateral damage that may have created for you? You may be charging forward and trying to figure out why things happen. Here's the thing. Understand, and you must accept the fact that you may never find the truth. The Knight of Swords here is the truth seeker, and he's charging forward towards this heartache, and he's trying to figure out why did that have to happen? Understand that you may never understand why. You may never get the truth. But to spin your wheels and devote so much of your time and energy into finding the truth may not necessarily serve you in the best way possible, okay? The other thing that this can also tell you is that the Knight of Swords is full of energy, very impulsive at times, and they charge ahead without thinking about the actions that they're acting on or that they're doing, and they're not thinking about the consequences of the actions, whether it's through words or behavior, right? So make sure that you are paying attention to how you're communicating, and think things through before jumping in and charging forward. Learn how to communicate. New opportunities are being presented to you here. And you may be very ambitious right now, very goal-oriented, but definitely you are given the opportunity here to start something new. There's a part of you that feels as though you've been pushed out. Maybe you've had some financial loss or some sort of loss that you are grieving over. And so it repeats itself here because this is a belief system or a belief that you have carried on for a long time now. And understand you can't stay in this state of negativity, of lack, because you are being presented something new here to add to your Five of Pentacles, but you can't even see it because your head is down. So make sure that you look up, you see things from a different perspective. Again, here, this farmer, his head is down, see things from a different perspective, same as these people. Maybe you weren't pushed out. Maybe you weren't denied something. Perhaps it had to happen to you because you were being given something new by the universe. Right? Do you see that? So it becomes truly a matter of perspective. You can either choose to live in this place where you feel as though you're insignificant and that you lack, right? And it gives you a lot of insecurity, or you can see it as, no, I'm being presented with opportunities all the time by the universe. I just have to see things differently. This gives me an opportunity to start something new. Right? So if you feel like maybe you were pushed out of a job or a position or something like that, or you've lost your job, this may just be your opportunity to start something new, maybe something that you're very passionate about. Yeah, look at that, the passion of the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is go, 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 ready for any adventure, ready to move. Definitely not stagnant with the Knight of Wands and Knight of Swords here, but this is a lot of impulsive energy, so make sure that you are planning wisely, and that when you start to take advantage of these new opportunities that are being presented to you, that you think things through, that you actually have a plan, right? Like the Knight of Pentacles has a plan A, plan B, plan C, right? But the Knight of Pentacles isn't a mover and shaker. These people, this guy is, right? So you have to have that balance, that moderation in your life. So it's great that you're being presented with something and you're ready to go and take it on. but you got to have some plans. Slow it down a little bit. Yeah. The beautiful part about is this, the King of Swords is here to show you, be logical, be analytical, right? Be strict and serious. Whereas you've got the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords. They're about the adventure. They're about the energy. Move, move, move. Let's go. The King of Swords is like, whoa, slow it down. Let's analyze this. Let's strategize, right? Let's strategize. Let's take a look at every option. Let's analyze this and slow it down a little bit, right? So if you're starting something new, if you are being given a new opportunity here, instead of being pushed out, how you may think, maybe you were given this new opportunity, you're going to end up with so many choices. Make sure that you're being very logical and analytical. Don't just jump to the first thing that is presented to you. The Queen of Swords, along with the King of Swords here, you may be, so this is about clarity, really. You may be getting some new information, a message, because the pages are messengers. You may be getting a message here and getting some clarity, and you may really realize that certain things are BS, are garbage, right? So whatever is being presented to you, someone is offering you a business proposal, you're going to have the clarity and knowledge, the intelligence here, and the words to be able to say, no, that's garbage. Don't give me that, right? You're able to cut out things in your life that don't belong there. You're very quick-witted, though, very quick with your words, so just be very careful that you're not creating more conflict just because you're so direct and so straightforward. Let's see here. We've got the Queen of Wands. I love the Queen of Wands because this is the energy, to me, of like a glow-up. It's almost like you've gained the clarity, right? Because these two here are like at the core of your reading here. You've gained clarity and a different insight here, a different way of seeing this Five of Pentacles, that maybe it's not a loss. You're seeing yourself as like, no, maybe this is an opportunity instead. I'm going to see things, I'm going to look at this from a different perspective. Now you are gaining confidence and you see your value, you see your worth, and you're seeing into the future. You're really seeing like having a different focus instead of these people being focused, you know, down into the ground and not seeing opportunities. The Queen of Wands here sees a vast wide array of opportunities, and the magical thing about the Queen of Wands is she's incredibly powerful, and her energies of being so confident and knowing her self-worth attracts things to her. So you're going to have the ability to attract fame, fortune, whatever it is that you want, prosperity, opportunities. You're going to be able to attract that to your life. You can create whatever you want out of it. Big momentum coming your way. A lot of focused energy. Everything is lining up for you. And so you just, again, the big message here is to let go of the past. Let go of this, maybe this need or pursuit, you know, this being so adamant about pursuing the truth. Because sometimes you just may never know the truth, but you're missing out on opportunities and the momentum, right, that is being presented to you because you're going into the past. You see how he's riding towards this Three of Swords. Instead, we want you to go this direction, go towards the direction of your future. The Nine of Cups here is in your row of outcomes above here. And yeah, you're going to have emotional satisfaction and fulfillment here, wish fulfillment. Now remember that cups are emotions. Emotions are things that we control ourselves. No one controls our emotions but us. So understand that you have the opportunity here for emotional satisfaction, meaning that how you control and how you perceive things and how you connect with your higher self is going to determine your level of emotional satisfaction. If you see things very negatively, well, guess what? You're not going to be happy, right? But if you see the blessings that are being given to you, instead of seeing things as being punishment or a loss, if you see it as opportunities instead, you're going to have emotional happiness, fulfillment, wish fulfillment. The Lovers, yeah, this is a chance for you to really commit to something new, to commit to maybe a new idea, maybe to commit to a new study, commit to a new career, commit to a new person even, or even just committing to yourself. So that when I see the Lovers card, because to me this is more about choices, this is about choosing to commit to something on a deep spiritual level. It's not always like you're committing to a human and you live happily ever after, though that can be an option. I like to expand it a little bit more and say person, place, or thing. You could be committing to yourself, taking on a new study, for example, a new skill, a new job. You committing to yourself to do better and be physically healthier, right? You committing to yourself to let go of the past and change your way of thinking, right? So big, the Lovers card is really big being in that position. Yeah, you can commit to sitting here and worrying about the pain and heartache from the past, or you can choose to commit to moving forward and finding the true lessons that were given for you there. So again, we've got the Knight of Swords trying to charge at those other swords and trying to figure out, why did this have to happen? Who did this to me? Again, instead, shift your perspective, and allow these swords to fall out, right? Allow these swords to come out of your back and let go, so that way you can find the lesson, right? Find the lesson here that's meant for you, and then you can move forward. Yeah, so you've got the Ten of Swords here, and you've got the Ten of Wands. So definitely you are reaching completion of something. All right, let's see what other cards or oracle cards here come for you. Compromise. Yep, compromise. You know, anytime that you are in a position of conflict, right, sometimes it's more important to, if you think about the Five of Swords, where one person is taking all of the swords, or burning bridges, or winning at all costs, sometimes when you are met with conflict, it's best to just compromise, because if you are in the position where you want an unequal an imbalanced distribution or unequal distribution of power, where you're taking all the swords, sometimes that creates a lot more conflict than you really need in your life. That causes bridges to be burnt, and then now you've got to fix those bridges, right? So in some situations, not all, but most situations, you can achieve a peaceful resolution just by compromising, communicating, and showing some compassion towards the other person. Look for a sign. Yeah, look for signs and synchronicities in the universe, things around you, to know that the universe really is working for you, and that that source, that God, the universe, is communicating with you, co-creating with you, right? Within the next few months, your life is going to be absolutely 100% going to be very different. That is if you choose to learn the lessons here and move forward. If you continue to live in the past and stay in the past and be in this state of lack and negativity and insecurity, your life is still going to be the same, and you'll never reach emotional fulfillment. You'll never get this glow up, right? So allow yourself to transform, allow yourself to connect with your higher self, to trust your intuition, and to let go of the things that are holding you back. Let go of the roadblocks. Recovery. Yeah, it's time for you to recover from the heartache and pain from the past, and let go. Definitely let go of the hurt, and maybe let go of you spinning your wheels trying to find the truth, right? You know, at this point, things have already happened. You can't hurt yourself anymore by trying to find the truth of some things. Now, of course, there's always exceptions to these things. This is a very general reading, but for some people, you know, letting go and just letting yourself move forward is enough to just make big significant changes in your life. Forgiveness. Yeah, the only way that you can really move forward is through forgiveness. You have to forgive the situation, maybe forgive the person who committed that act against you, and let it go. That gives you, it's like taking that big boulder off of your shoulders so that you can just move forward and experience life and experience the world and enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, right? So you can reach this space of happiness. Okay? All right. Sagittarius, thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if no one's told you today. I love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.